Hey, this is Scout Darby Bonds. In this video, I'll be trying to take some photos of the interior of this house today. In these videos, I like to explore different situations, different ways of doing things. First way is with the Canon Rebel SL2. I have a 10 to 18mm STM lens on there. Pretty cheap lens, very wide, even with the crop camera, so that'll be my widest option with these photos. I also have the Nikon D750 with a 20mm lens on there. I have a wireless flash system, Godox, so potentially be using those as well. And I also have these two clamp lights, 60 watt equivalent, so not a huge amount of extra light. First way to take the photos is with this Canon. There are some things around which I'll have to move out of the way, as you can potentially see over there as I'm going along. I have the windows open, that should help. But we'll see those probably will blow out with this method. This is the simplest method. There's really not much to it. I'll just use program mode and take photos, try to find angles that fit as much of the room as possible for each situation. I'm in the basement. See, it's pretty interesting down here. Actual limestone walls before the cement thing was a thing. With this situation, I've been trying to take angles from the corners. In this case, something like that. And also taking photos of the appliance type things, of the heater itself. I'm gonna get a nice shot of that, of course. It's actually pretty new in this situation. Different things that a potential buyer might like to see, like the electrical panel. Open that up and take a photo of it. So that's pretty much it down here with the Canon. Go upstairs and take some up there as well. Like I said, just simple program mode. Let the camera decide everything. I'm actually in also automatic autofocus mode. So it's really up to the camera what it decides in those situations. So before I get to the Nikon stuff, which is a little more complex, I want to try this out with a few of the rooms just to compare and contrast with the extra lighting. I'll still do program mode with the Canon as simple as possible. All I'm doing here is adding more light potentially and try to bounce it off the ceiling for the most part. That way the shadows won't be an issue, or potentially won't be much of an issue. So I'll try to take some photos with this odd little setup. So I can adjust them, hit little areas, and take a photo. Now, one thing I will do is turn off stabilization on this camera, just so that doesn't add any issues. I've already noticed with this setup, there's a little bit of logistical issue. You need to be close to an outlet, and that can't show up in the photo, of course. So there are definitely obvious limitations to that setup. But again, we'll see if the extra light makes any difference. Probably do a few rooms upstairs after this one. Also move to the Nikon stuff, do the bracketing with flash at the same time potentially. Might do them separate, we'll see. So let's move to that. The Nikon here has a bracket button. In this case, the D750, you hold this button down and then you can see either on the screen or the display on the top here, it'll tell you how many frames and what range for each one it should take the different photos at. So I'm going to skip the flash for the moment. I can do this pretty quick. I have the camera in continuous low. So in this case, you hold the button down and it'll take the number of frames that it needs to take for the bracket, and it makes it easy and quick. So we're going to get that set up. Try to get as much as possible. This is, like I said, 20 millimeters, so not quite as wide as the Canon. So it looks pretty good. I'm going to adjust my bracket. Let's do 5 frames at 1 stop each. Like I said, I can hold the button down in continuous low mode for it to work quickly. See, it took the 5 frames. In this case, I'll try to get the door and the 2 windows. Might need to underexpose even more because the camera, it's set to aperture, so it's auto exposing. I should start with a -2. Let's see if that makes a difference. So that's still not ideal. So go to 2 stops per photo, 5 photos. See, that gives me a nice range of options in post. All right, I'm done with the Nikon for bracketing. I'm going to take some brackets with the Canon. I haven't done this with the Canon yet. All right, we have the Canon here. We're going to try some quick bracketing with this as well. So there's an exposure comp AEB setting. Looks like we can adjust the range. Start off a little lower, the negatives, and then we have 3 brackets. Okay, that just increases it. So pretty simple, I think. Plus minus is to where you're starting the bracket, and then this is how much. So we'll go full in that case. Hit OK. And put this in continuous. Let's see if that helps. Whoops. Where is continuous shooting? Okay. Let's see if that works. It does work. Look at the results. It only shows us 1. So let's go back here. See, it worked. Easy enough. So it's good to know it has that. Take a few photos with the Canon. Okay, decided to use the flash in one area. This is in the basement again with the limestone walls, 100-plus-year-old house. You would think the flash this is the one area it should potentially help. Especially with the lights here, these look like a tungsten color. Tell on my face as them being filmed. But set this up, 2 Godox flash. This is actually a flashpoint version of the same thing. TT600. D750, we've got the X1 TN trigger from Godox. Of course, same setup besides that. I'm not going to do the bracketing. In this case, I'm just going to take a photo with the flash. So I'll get set up. I do want a photo of the appliances. Get the flash on. There's always a lot of stuff to do with flash, so I'll just maybe try to hit that wall. I'll take this one over here, stick it over here. So yeah, not too bad. You can see this is a little bright. Try that again real quick. Check it out, still all bright. So if we angle it away from the walls, that's pretty decent. All right, we're done with the basement and flash. I'm also going to try some flash in the kitchen. There are a few areas and it's a little smaller. The 2 flash might be enough to add some interest or just really light this area well. Another nice thing about this is the lights in here are daylight colors, so 5000K approximately. But the 2 flash, just gonna use them as is here. Put one on top of the refrigerator. I don't know, we'll see how it looks. Also this one, let's put it down here. Okay, I have a camera over there to take the photo. The 1 flash at 1/128th, second one at 1/32. Let's just take a photo and see how it looks. So it's not bad. I had messed around with this a little bit before filming the video section, but I think it does help. So what we can do and just compare with the flash is to turn the flash off and see what difference we get. So turn the flash off, take the picture. Let's see. Let's look at the comparison. So it is definitely making a difference. Actually, I have the flash in this picture, so I need to move one of the flash back so it doesn't show up. Try it again. Turn on this. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed going through all of the methods with me and potentially seeing ideas or ways of doing things that could help you out in the future. I ended up going with a lot of the Canon program mode photos, the really simple stuff. I was able to do better compositions with that, and I really didn't care for the look of the bracketing in general. I didn't mind having blown out highlights for the windows. It's a little less distracting, and I think it worked out better for the photos in the end. Bracketing is fine, and that HDR look is okay, but it wasn't really working for me. I think it could do a lot with my processing. I used Photoshop CS5, which is older. I'm not sure how the newer versions work out, but it just didn't look too realistic in this case. Besides that, I did use some of the flash photos, especially the basement, which helped for those, and also 1 or 2 with the kitchen, but really fun and interesting to try different methods. And besides that, I did enjoy it quite a bit. Hope you did as well. If you did, please consider subscribing. That helps me out a lot. The likes and shares also help out a lot as well. Thanks again.